Volkswagen Chiron, second generation. I had this car for about a year. In this year I've done 60,000 miles, or in kilometers that will be 100,000. So I believe I can say something about this car by now. And before we start talking about it, I'm gonna show you some of this car's practicality. First, the boot. This car's closest rival is Ford Galaxy, and Ford Galaxy has a flat floor here, so with all 7 seats up you can't fit too much luggage here. Here we have a big deep boot, so you can have actually 6 passengers with 6 bags in the boot, not on their lap. Of course, downside of this space is you have no spare wheel, but on the other hand Ford Galaxy doesn't have either. Because you don't have a spare wheel as the solution to possible punctures, you get this inflation kit, little device that will inflate your wheel, because most of the punctures you get slow punctures. Also you have a system that monitors your tire pressure, so it will show you on your dashboard if your tire pressure on any wheel is a bit too low. Also you get this little shelf. You can use it either here, either at the front, just to help you to cover dead body in there if you need to cover it. I don't use it normally, but what I do. And this is how you can mix and match your space here. The space is massive here. All 3 middle row seats, they can move back and forth, giving more legroom for the rear passengers, but it's enough for adults even with all 3 seats moved all the way back. Also they can recline, nice and comfy on a long journey. As for space at the back, I'm not a small person. I'm 1.87 m, which is 6 feet 1 something. I can fit ideally here. Nice and comfy. As you can see, nice and comfy in here. As a rear passengers, you get your little storage compartments, cup holders, armrests, ventilation, all you need. Your own light. The other feature I quite like here is the child seats, booster seats, so you don't have to worry about carrying them around. Really practical. Electric doors, so you can feel like a Rolls-Royce owner, so door closes for you, little table, cup holders there, sockets, some secret storages quite deep inside here, pockets. There are a couple more things I want to say to Volkswagen designers about the middle row seats. Not the big issue, but you see these rails, seats are moving back and forth, and they have like plastic protectors there. They all broke. I got just one left. It's just when the seats moved back and forth, they just break. Or people maybe break them with their legs, but it's maybe some better solution. I don't see it as a problem. I don't think these plastic covers need it so much. The other problem I have here at the back, I won't call it a problem, but still a bit annoying, when your seat belt is left a bit awkward position. Someone came out of the car and left it like that. It just rattles here. If it's in normal position like that, or just any other way on a seat, it will be okay, but when it's left like here, maybe I'm too picky, but if this will be a little bit soft material, so it won't rattle. At the front you feel like a proper captain here. Quite a big door pocket, so you can fill a big bottle. Also, one important point I need to mention: if you're planning to carry some strangers, the glove box in this car can be locked by the key, which is handy. Also, you get some extra compartments here, there. You have drawer boxes under the seats, which is handy. Also here, plenty of spaces to nick things around. Also, talking of carrying strangers, the positive side, I think it's sliding doors comparing to the Galaxy, because your passengers, they won't open door into the traffic, so you don't risk your door. Also, as a proper captain, you have a control here at the front for your doors. Also, you get it on your key. One of my favorite features in this car is size of this door trim. It's wider than my hand, so you can rest your arm here comfortably on a long journey. Proper armrest. You have it here as well. Of course, you can adjust your seat really comfortably, but on other cars you put your elbow and it just slides down and it just hurts after a long journey. This is where you can put your hand properly. I really like it. I'll talk about gadgets later. Also, we cover some technical stuff, mechanical, suspension, engine. I have something to say about it, because on my YouTube channel, also website wheelsandmotors.com, it's mostly dedicated for mechanical stuff, servicing, fixing, maintaining, repairing. So I got a few videos, quite a few by now. I got, as I'm filming now, I got oil service, all possible filters, brake pads, front. I even done the cam belt video. So yeah, during my ownership of this car, if you follow this channel or come to my website during my ownership of this car, I'll try to cover as many technical points as I can. So let's take it for a drive, see what it feels like, what it looks like. You get rear view camera helping maneuvering this car. Also optical parking system, it shows you the distance. Also, of course, it has beeping sounds as well, as all cars do. There we go. Talking of maneuvering this car, some people will call it big. It does look big from inside, but in reality on the road is not that big. It's just really efficiently used space. I'll be comparing this car to my previous car, Audi A6 C6 chassis, the one that was produced from 2005-2011. So my previous car, Audi A6, is actually 7 centimeters longer on the road than this one. So it's just clever, efficient use of space. If we talk more about dimensions of this car, if you compare it to Golf Mark 7, this car is only 60 centimeters longer than Golf. So look at it as a big Golf. But one thing you need to remember, of course, driving and maneuvering this car, because in average saloon car, driver sits kind of in the middle of the car, so here you moved much forward, so you need to remember there's lots of car behind you. So reversing, please remember, and parking aid will help. We're going to take it onto the motorway now, just to feel it. What is it like? Long motorway cruise. I can also say, comparing to other Volkswagen products, before I got this car I had to drive Seat Altea XL for a couple of weeks, and after Seat Altea I sat in this car and it's just different feeling. It's so refined. Leather steering wheel gives good grip. Car feels much more solid. So off we go. 2-liter TDI engine is pretty strong for this car. For real life it's enough. For me it's enough. It does its job. It's pretty economic as well. I traveled to Latvia from UK, and I've done it from Berlin to Latvia on one tank, which is like 65-liter tank, 4 people, 2 adults, 2 kids in a luggage. No problema. Because of their longer wheelbase, it's not so bumpy. Great visibility all around, big windows. They do these cars with 1.6 engine, 1.6 TDI, which is, I think, could be a bit too weak for this car. 2-liter TDI is just perfect size. We're gonna come off the motorway now, try it in different places. Motorway is pretty relaxing. Also, quite convenient cruise control. You can set it. It shows you your speed over there, and you can change it in steps of 5 miles an hour. So if you're changing from roadworks to normal motorway from 50 miles an hour to 70, it's just four moves and up to 70, down to 50 in no time. You can adjust it in steps of 1 mile an hour as well if you need to. So it's quite easy. In Audi I had to reach the speed I wanted to go and then stick cruise control. Here is just you set it straight away and then you don't distract from the road. I set it on 70, that's it. Now we're on 50, so I don't even have to look for a speed or where is 50, how to stop it, which is, it slows down to 50, we do 50. Really convenient. The steering wheel controls they allow to do. We'll talk about gadgets in a minute. We'll just quickly drive into the garage and we'll cover some technical points. Before we go into technical details, let's have a quick word about gadgets. I'm gonna take this wire off. It's for the sat-nav. I don't have a sat-nav in this car. Quite a lot of things are optional in this car. So this thing, you won't get it in your car because this is a taximeter. I use it as a taxi. Apart from that, what we have here, we have a radio, and again, this is a downside. Comparing to my previous car, Audi, I'm a bit spoiled by MMI system, so if you got used to MMI, Audi or iDrive of BMW, Mercedes control, it's better. You have a touch screen here, yes, but it's on the move. It's not so easy to operate because in Audi MMI you just turn the wheel, you can switch between radio, the CD, change CDs quickly, stations, no problem, choose tracks on CD. Here if you go to CD you need to choose it, and it's quite it's not so easy. This radio stations presets, I think my wife has done it for me. You can figure out how to do it, but you need some time for that. So it's not, it is okay, you can use it, it will do the job. but it's not so, as from driver's point of view, on the move, it's not so easy to operate. If I have these presets, I can change between presets, but rather than that, operating with CDs, it has a CD changer, it's not so amazing. Also, you get mobile phone connectivity in this car, so you can operate it from here, dial the number, you can quickly transfer your phone book into the car's phone book or update it. You can connect up to, I think, if I'm not mistaken, up to 5 devices, one at a time, but you can remember 5 devices. Positive side of mobile phone connectivity, also radio, you can control it from the steering wheel, so don't get me wrong, it's not too scary. Come here, I'll show you something. Really convenient stuff about mobile phone connectivity. You can control it all from controls on the steering wheel, so you can actually dial number without taking your hands off the wheel. So on the move, if you're a taxi driver, you need to ring your customer, you see your phone number on your other device and you can just dial it from here, or you can get to the phone book or call register. Really convenient. You can change between user, add new user, change different phone, so it's really good without taking your hands off the wheel. Same with the radio, you can change radio stations, add volume, so it's not too bad. Having this screen in the middle, that saves the situation, because I don't really like operating that touch screen. I'm spoiled by the Audi's MMI, which is also probably not completely perfect, but it's much more convenient than trying to find where you stick your finger on the touch screen, you know, while driving. It's not so good. But having this, you have few other settings. They're also convenient. If you do service yourself, you don't really need to connect computer or any device. You can just reset your service by going here, reset, you press OK, and it resets your service light, so you don't really have to worry. It shows you how long you have got left to your service. The other thing I will change in this car is to put clock somewhere, because this is the only clock you have in the car. When you switch your car off, if you wait for someone, the screen goes off in a second. Wait for it. Eventually it went off. So of course you can press one of these buttons on the side, on each side, either that, then it will come up again. But if you're sitting in a car waiting for someone, it's nice to have some clock in the car, you know, like they have somewhere here by the screen, like little classic clock will be handy, because you see this has gone off again. So this car also can have a sat nav, but I can't say too much about it because I don't have one, so it's not for me to judge. It's got quite convenient system for climate control. You can have both sides on the same temperature, dual zone, or you can have some temperature for your passenger and different for yourself and for your passenger. Buttons to operate doors, boot supposed to be here as well, so it's anything else I don't have any problems. I'm not a big fan of trying to set something on this screen. It's a bit too awkward to do it on the move, so this little screen saves the day. That's my personal opinion. If you find it quite easy, then yeah, good for you. So let's talk about some technical stuff. A few words about technical stuff. This car's bonnet line is not as steep as its predecessor, so you get better access to the engine. So you open the bonnet and it's all yours, all here. Take this cover off and reveal 2-liter TDI engine. Volkswagen is giving up on the PD engine, pump juice, and they came back to common rail, high pressure pump, spun by timed and spun by Kumbout. Common rail engine is much more quieter, more refined and more economical. As for reliability, it's too early to say. These engines, as I'm filming now, these engines are still pretty new, despite it has done 100,000 miles. I don't have this car from new, I had it from 42,000 miles. As you can see from my other videos, this engine is pretty simple to service. Air filter, fuel filter, simple, undo 5 bolts, take the filter out. Oil is also pretty simple to replace. This car is made for people. My only worry at the moment is EGR unit, emission gas recirculation system, which is apparently valve and cooler is complete piece, and it's quite deep inside in there. I don't know yet how to get to there, so we'll see. They either come up with a solution so it doesn't get clogged up as on previous engines. You know, the car has done over 100,000 miles, no problems yet, so we'll see. Future will show, but so far I love it more, and it's easier to access everything much more. Everything is on the outside. Simple. Talking of bulbs, I got videos about front and rear bulbs on this car. They're all easy accessible. Just here you don't have to strip half of your car out just to get to the bulb. If we talk about types of bulbs, it's also kept pretty simple, easy to maintain, so you don't have to look for some exotic bulbs. There's only H7 for the dip beam, H7 for the main beam, W5W for any little bulb in the car, side light, number plate bulbs, rear lights, W5W and P21s, yellow and simple white. That's it. So you have only pretty much 3 types of the bulb, or we can say 4 because indicators are yellow. Let's have a quick look at the suspension. This is suspension front. It's MacPherson on the front, which means you get one big strong lower arm and the strut at the top. That's it. Simple. It has 2 bushings here, front and back. The other thing I like about this suspension, rear bushing, normally it gets more hit, so it's a bit bigger. And if you still get crack in your rubber bit of your bushing, you don't have to take the arm out, you don't have to press new bit inside. You can simply replace this unit here. It's held on 3 bolts. You just buy bushing with the mount already, and it also can be used on both sides, so you don't have to look for specific parts. You can just use left or right. By the look of this suspension arm, I think it can be also used on both sides. So I'm not sure, I haven't done it yet, but please comment if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can use it. So all kept to simplicity and reliability. In comparison to my previous car, Audi, it had 2 lower arms, 2 upper arms, so if you need to do something like wheel bearing, it's just a big pain to get it out. Here is simple. Some people say, oh yeah, you can't take corners as confident with MacPherson suspension as with double wishbone, but you know, this is not the racing car. And talking of racing car, Porsche 911 up to I think 1989 or maybe 1990, they kept MacPherson suspension. So, you know, feel yourself like a Porsche driver. Also, talking about suspension, this car has quite high ground clearance. First time I've noticed that when I tried to replace front brake pads, and I realized that little jack from Halfords, you know, the one on the wheels, it just can't take the wheel off the ground. So get yourself, if you're gonna do something yourself to this car, so get yourself a bottle jack. I have a 10-ton bottle jack, does the job perfectly, or something more serious jack. Sitting that high off the ground, it can deal with mild off-roading, with bad road conditions. So if you need to get to countryside sometime, so this car will suit you. And considering lots of modern crossovers, they also come as a front wheel drive only, so why can't you look at it as a crossover but with tons of practicality? On non-motorway roads, you can still feel pretty confident. You can turning circle is not worse than my Audi, definitely. So you can really, it still has a pretty low center of gravity, so you can throw it into corners if you need to with a reasonable confidence. So yeah, this car is for adult person, family guy. You know, it's good for a family guy in the terms that being a family guy, you already have someone emotional and sensitive. You don't want it from your car, you want it to reliability. So yeah, pretty confident taking bends. As you can judge from this video, it's not professionally done. It's not my profile, it's not what I do. I don't review cars, but as the owner, I thought I can tell something about this car. If you own this car, if you just wondered what other people think about it, then you may be interested in our group, our website, wheelsandmotors.com. Come to us and you'll find the group. I'm a fan of Charan. Come and join this group if you have something to say. Thank you for watching.